My grandfather, to whom this book is dedicated, was an Irish immigrant. Came over from County Kerry, Sabine, after the Easter Uprising in 1916. Excuse me. And this is a poem about him, but it's also about the California condor species, which was almost extinct, but seems to be coming back, just as grandfathers in our culture seem to be coming back. And kind of unites both concepts. When I was writing it, I was reflecting on something that William Stafford once said in a class. A student asked him, said, "Mr. Stafford, when you read a poem, you do it so carefully, as if every word is important. Did you mean to tell us that these poems we're studying, every word is important?" Stafford said, No, of course not. What I mean to tell you is that every syllable is important. And the syllable that kind of echoes through this poem is the U in the word lugubrious. I like the word lugubrious, always wanted to use it, and find occasion for it. It means ostentatiously sad, and it's kind of a look that some Irish people get, and that's kind of a look that a condor has too. This is called the condor. Dark and lugubrious, his eyes signify no intent beyond brooding. All day he has been poised on thermals, as if the land would rise like a hand and say, "Blessings, blessings." Observant as a child who watches the sidewalk for $1, dropped by chance along the way to school, he waits. The $1's never there. It is a story like the one they tell prisoners of a world outside the walls to keep them simple with hope. Now he's past the Rift Valley, empty of game, and descends smooth as a spent bullet to the bay. He feeds there on salmon spilled by the fishing boats. It is always less than he wanted. He dreams of a freshly killed goat on a grassy hill near Monterey, a calf, a yearling torn by rocks or the teeth of wild dogs. But it is always something left. Today salmon, tomorrow a rabid skunk or a coyote dropped by fever. The Apache said the bird made thunder by beating its wings. The Apache said lightning was born in the condor's eyes. I tell my son the old legends, but think instead of losses. Think of the doomed Irish days of my grandfather and the miles he drifted, his eyes red after a fifth of Jameson, as those of this great lost searchers looking out at a world, always one which gave less than the dreams. But he told me the legends, how there was once a people whose poetry thundered on terrace hills, whose eyes flashed lightning when the world was young and no man could measure the breadth of a life. It was before the factories, before the wife dead with the third child and the child stillborn. It was before the friends in prison, the dole, the immigration. I sometimes think, bucko, he said, that life is fine unless you stay too long at it. We call the condor an endangered species, and like the sound of that captured phrase. But the condor, his wings transcendent as an old memory beat. I'm Alexander, Alexander, with no other worlds to conquer.